Okay, people are spamming Chimera branded. Okay, there's a lot of Chimera branded. Is this the reason, by the way? I'm genuinely curious because I have no idea why this is happening. Give me a second. This is absolutely crazy to me. This is absolutely crazy to me. Like, are that many people hyped on Chimera branded right now? That is insane. How is this random ultra rare from freaking Duelist Nexus worth more than like almost all the other secret rares combined? How? Okay, let's see what that's about. Let's find out what that's about.
What's up, guys? I'm here with Jordan. He got first place today at the regionals. What were you playing today?
I played
Bro, you sound sped up.
Chimera branded.
Branded, best deck, obviously, as always. Any shout you want to give today?
Shout out to my team, Dylan, Angus, Josh, Brad, JT, all the guys.
Yo, we got a shout out. Let's go.
Shout out to the Bathurst guys that I came up with, Michael Roussel, Picard, James. Shout out to my girlfriend, and yeah, we got another top and first place again.
First place, that's crazy, crazy. Congratulations. New season as well.
Yep.
It's a nice new invite, fresh off the press. And before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe, and well, let's show us these branded fusions.
All right, so
As bad of a card freaking Nightmare Magician is, I personally think the mat looks kind of cool. I think the artwork on it is cool. It's a shame it's so bad. It's a shame it's such a bad card. Also, they changed the font and everything, right? The logo of the World Championship qualifier. It's not a circle anymore. It's now a triangle, and the font is different. All right, I like it. Some fresh air into the design. Don't hate it.
start with one of the best hand traps right now. So I made deck 3 droll. Sometimes
I'm noticing a pattern. I'm noticing a pattern in this format, which I am not a big fan of.
this can conflict because of Guardian Chimera during their turn, but like most decks that you're dropping this against, it's just pretty much an auto win. And it's I wanted a hand trap that was like one of the best to draw off of Guardian Chimera after the fact as well. And this card was just really good today. I must have used it like at least 4 or 5 times. So then we're going to get into the engine. So 3 Cornfield. This is standard. This searches anything in your deck, basically.
Crazy card.
This is the one that you discard to search, right?
3 Mirror Sword Knight. Also one of the best cards.
People are playing that at 2, and I think it's definitely at, or some people are even playing at 1 of. I think it's definitely a 2 or 3.
No, I think these both have to be at 3. Like, yeah, they kind of play in draw, but like, you got to get your engine going, and like, you need to see these cards as much as possible. They're 1 card full combos. So then I played 3 Gazelle. Some people play 2. I think that's incorrect as well. You always want more materials. Plus, this is another starter, worst case, to get your fusion spell or your Berkhamit. And then we played 2 Berkhamit. I tried 3. 3 is a hard brick. You do need the second one, unfortunately, for an engine requirement, but this card says search 2, which is insane. And then we're going to get into the supplementary engines. So I played 2 Edge of Chain. This could have been a 3 of, but
Patchwork.
Also plays in
Is
the draw,
Patchwork back?
2 is fine, and it gives you the extra materials because it's a fiend. Discarding this on off of so many things was also really good. And then we played 2 Albaz and 1 Kit. So this is searchable off of Berkhamit because it's a level 4 beast. It helps you extend and give you a branded fusion for follow-up as well, so which is why I played the second Albaz. You could arguably cut both of these and play 3 branded fusion, 1 Albaz, but I really like the additional here to give more power.
It's also risky.
And then the last 2, I played 1 Gamma, 1 Driver.
Why this? Why this?
Yeah.
What's up with this?
So, this card, it's droll. If they droll you on your Patchwork, your whatchamacallit,
I guess this is one of the decks where if you draw extra monsters, like if you draw the driver, Branded is one of the best decks that can handle it because you can discard it for a lot of different cards. You can fuse with it. It works. You know, it works. It like the downside of the driver is not as big in a deck that can just make a Guardian Chimera with it or pitch it for Lubellion or other stuff, right? It's like I kind of get it.
Your engine.
Your Kodal, sorry, I couldn't remember the name. Also, just going second, it's one of the best hand traps still. Drawing driver is actually not that terrible. I drew it twice. I put it once back with Kit. The other time I used it with guiding Chimera for material.
Yeah.
Like if you just draw this, it's almost a bomb that you win. And worst case, you could also dump it off of the branded fusion because it's a light material.
Fair enough.
So
Normally, I would say, I would tell you that the risk of drawing driver is not worth it just for the payoff of 1 gamma. But when you're the risk in this deck, does not seem to be as high. It seems fine.
I only resolved gamma once today, but it was really good. So that's it for the monsters.
Branded Synchro Enjoyer is rare. I'm not gonna lie, low key, hear me out. I want them I kind of want them to ban branded fusion and see what happens if you can play branded cards without the restriction of being locked into fusions. That's kind of what I want to see. I think it's kind of sad that every single branded deck is just revolving around freaking branded fusion or bust. And I think it would be way more interesting if the entire branded Albaz lore would not revolve completely around branded fusion. That's my take on branded.
21 of them, so we're gonna get into spells.
Opening also fusion locks, yeah, but then don't play opening. you don't have to.
3 Chimera fusion. This card is insane.
Adds
it's not
back
once per
is
turn, and
disgusting.
being able to add back, make Guardian Chimera on your opponent's turn. This card was so good. I didn't break on it. Some people play 2.
Have you not seen Nesh Synchro deck? I have seen it. It's just that no one is really playing it because branded fusion exists. Bear format locks you as well into fusion. Yeah, this particular deck you wouldn't play. This particular version you wouldn't play then, but I'm talking more about like there's a lot of branded Albaz support that does not lock you into fusion and that technically also synergizes with other stuff in like synchro. They have a lot of synchro synergy as well. And I would like to see those decks being explored more, but no one is really exploring them, right? I mean, yeah, some people are, but for the majority of people, it's just let's just activate branded fusion. That's better anyways.
I think it depends on the build, but in this, you want as many extenders as possible, so 3 is really good. 3 Branded Fusion, this speaks for itself.
Best card in the game.
And then I played 3 Patchwork, so the logic with Patchwork is this always gives you 2 cards, and the third copy, like, these act as fiends on their own, because it gets you the edge gem, so it guarantees you a fiend material to fuse with, and that's why I like the third one. Sometimes you could side the second one, the third one.
All right, because they need
It
fiends.
needs
Yeah.
space, but this was really good. And then we play 2 poly. If you don't need 3, 1's too little if you draw it instead. This helps protect your Guardian Chimera from like Book of Moons, which is popular right now, Imperms, everything in the
A lot of good cards, yeah.
Speaking of Book of Moon, I also main 3 Book of Moon.
Gold rares.
Yeah, unfortunately gold rares, but this card is really good. I wanted a card that's really good going first and second. So this helps protect your birth from it resolving against Imperm, Veiler, stuff like that. And you can still fuse your face down monsters, which is really good. And going second against like Curly, chaining to the trap, anything like that, this card is just all around one of the best cards in the game right now. Then I played 2 Talents. So this is for the off chance you do get interrupted. I just wanted to be able to draw into more extenders, and as you can see, I did play a decent amount of them. And also, just if they draw you and you rip out of their hand, and then you can still make your big fusion, you hit another card out of the hand. So they're down 3 cards after they draw you. So this was really good, and I resolved it quite a bit today. Then 1 called by. This card was actually really good. It helped me in the final match against Tier
Really?
But we ended up getting a draw there. But this card just...
Still crazy to me that book is such a staple right now. I love it. I love the fact that we're like the last 2 years. I don't know exactly. It's hard to point out what exactly changed. But the fact that we just get to play cards like Enemy Controller, Book of Moon, right now, and they're just legit really, really strong. I think it's just really, really cool. I think that is like really cool. Kashtira? No, it's not Kashtira because we played Enemy Controller already last format. Or like not last format, but before that. Like we played it after Power of the Elements already. We played a lot of Enemy Controller in Sprite and stuff, right? It might just be the fact that maybe it's the fact that the top decks in after Power of the Elements, like, you know, Sprite, Tier, Pearly, Cash Tira, those kind of decks, they don't really have any hard negates. Tier Elements had Crime, but they didn't main deck Crime in the TCG. And that made cards like Book and Enemy just really, really solid against those. Maybe that's why.
It's that one for a reason. Now for a bit of the spice, 2 Fusion Armaments.
Ooh.
Summons Albus from grave.
But the reason I played it is that you'll see a card in my extra deck later, and it gives you a free beast on the field. And that gives you, so these acts as 2 beast materials, which with Patchworks you get additional fiends, this gives you additional beasts. And this was a nice extender. You can side it out going second a decent amount, but this was not bad today. So that's it for the main deck, a clean 40. Extra deck.
Do you just summon the original
stuff,
Gazelle
2
from your deck?
Guardian Cleric, 2
Extra deck?
standard, you're always going into 2. I never found myself needing 3 today at least, so that's standard. 2 of the
Chimera, the king
Yeah.
boy.
This is your main guy. This card is
Do you even ever play 3 of this? Because I find it even more crazy that this card is like $20 when you only need 2.
insane. Being able to banish from grave, bring back stuff on your opponent's turn as well is super nice, and people forget about it. So this was third. The third one never came up today. I was playing 3 for a while, but I wanted to make room for other cards. But 2 was
Look at Guardian Chimera. Wait, is Guardian Chimera also going up? Guardian Chimera. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, the collector's very stable. Yeah, okay.
fine today. Then one of this guy. This card is the OTK enabler. I won like 3 games today because of this card. And even if you have to summon it turn 1, and against certain decks they can't out it because it can't be destroyed by battle, this card really good. Helped me beat Pearly one game actually. Magnum the Reliever. I made this both twice. This card's really nice as well. It gives you an additional draw, additional interruption. It's really good. Then the branded cards, Ringbrum, part of the combo with Branded Fusion to dump the Gazelle, which gets you your 1-card combo through Mirror. Albion, Mirror Jade, and Lubellion. I never summoned Lubellion today. I summoned Mirror Jade twice, and Albion twice, I believe. This card was really nice because it helped me do some OTK pushes. But
Wait, never summoned Lubellion, summoned Albion once. What do you make with Branded Fusion if you activate it and it resolves? What do you make? Oh, you make Rindbrum. Oh, is there a new line? Bro, how is there a new branded line every 2 weeks, dude? How are you supposed to keep up with branded? How am I supposed to keep up with branded, dude? Every 2 weeks they have a new friggin' line.
Then Garura, this is a super poly target. I do side super poly, but it's also an engine card because Edgem Chain plus Perfament makes Garura. So you can, and then if you have an extension, you can go Garura plus another card into Dragostapelia, which was really nice today as well. Speaking of Dragostapelia, this card comes up a lot. It's really good. Mud Dragon, poly target, you can also make it as well. Starving Venom, I made this once. It was pretty good. And then the card I was talking about earlier for Armament. So you reveal the Illusion Beast. You reveal this, and that summons this. So you get the free material beast on field.
Okay, so Fusion Armament is just an extender for this because it doesn't really do anything. But that gives you a name on board that you can use to make Guardian Chimera or the other fusions that require this as a name, right? That's interesting.
And then it helps you extend through that.
Never thought I'd see this card played in 2023.
Yeah, exactly. And it was actually pretty nice. So that's it for the extra deck. Then for the side deck, 3 Nib. So I wanted this mainly against like Dragon Link, all the combo decks, but I didn't feel like it was good enough to main. Plus
it doesn't feel good enough to main. I agree. It's like you look at decks like Pearly does not play into it. Some other decks don't play. It's just it feels like a format where there's simply too many different decks to effectively main deck Nibiru, because like, you know, there's like 15 different decks and Nib only hits like about half of them. I don't know, rough estimate, and this is a it seems like very high risk. It does have high reward against the decks that it does work, but
if I'm not playing like Veil or Imperm or stuff, this is usually better paired with those, and But this was still solid today. I resolved it a couple times.
Avech and Rio
Kaiju.
Test, thank you guys for the prime.
I wish I could have fit a
Appreciate
third,
it. Thank you.
but this 2 was nice. And the funny thing is this is a
And
Fiends with
Sachi, thank you for the
Max's
14
engine
months,
requirement,
dude.
so I
That's a
actually
long
did that
time.
2 or
Thank
3 times today, and it was pretty nice. And this is against like Pearly Towers type monsters.
Okay, Radeon.
King Tiger Wanghu.
Ah.
So this
Searchable.
so this is searchable and summonable on your opponent's turn.
Oh my god, people will dig out every single floodgate effect from 20 years ago, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, no, you're right. This is searchable. Oh, come on, dude. What do you even do? Okay, what is this good against, dude? Pearly just crumbles, right? Pearly is dead if you do that. Right? Sprite is dead if you do that. Blunder is dead if you do that. Oh my god. Rika, yeah. Oh my, no.
Through your Berthman, and it could be.
It looked like such an enjoyable deck up until this point.
Against Pearly and Sprite, and a couple other matchups, but this card was really nice. It didn't come up today, but in testing, it was really good. Then 2 Cosmic, just generic. These were Lightning Storms, but I wanted things to just deal directly with Floodgates, or dealing with like Unchained cards, or...
It's not main deck,
Field
yeah,
style,
it's not
like,
main
just
deck.
stuff like that. So the chainable things were nice. And even in the mirror match, the Chimera fusion can only be activated in the main phase, so if you hit it during draw or standby phase, it's nice. Duster speaks for itself. 3 Super Poly, this card was insane today. I kind of wish I mained it, but at the same time, the certain matchups that it was good against was really good, and the matchups that it's not good against, well, you don't really want to see it, but it was really good today. And then the last card was evenly matched. This was just for mainly everything else. It's still a good card. Not many things are putting up too many generic negates. And when you even the playing field, if this deck gets steamrolling, its advantage is insane. So,
Say you can get like 11 cards in
Yeah.
hand sometimes.
Just wait till Age of Overlord count comes out, then they can summon any beast or fiend, like Barrier Statue. The Chimera deck, unironically, seems like a very fun version of Branded. I would 1,000 times rather play against this deck. I would rather play against this deck than against any freaking deck with the Puppet Lock in it. But yeah, that's cool. I wonder if it's better, like if it's actually better, or if people are just trying out new things, right? Because at least from my perspective, if I was going to a regional right now, I would not be tryharding as much because, there's still 6 weeks until the next YCS. It's like the very beginning of the season, a new set just dropped. I would be a lot more willing to try out some new stuff right now, right? I would not feel forced to play the most high caliber deck, right? Which would probably be Kashtira. I would be more inclined to try something cool, right? And I wonder if that's the reason why, for example, here, this is week 2 that we're looking at right now. And in week 2, we had more Chimera and Unchained tops than Kashtira tops. Which I don't think that means that those decks are better than Kashtira. I'm pretty sure that's not what's happening, right? That's it's most likely just people want to play other stuff, right? People are simply sick of Kashtira, right? People just don't want to anymore. And that's why people are picking up Chimera, Unchained, Rescue Ace, Vanadium, Pearly, like those kind of decks are just more exciting than Cash, honestly. It's just more exciting right now. I wonder how this would look if there was a YCS, right? That's something I would be really interested in. Is what would happen if this was not a regional that people don't care as much about? Like, I mean, people do care, but not as much as for a YCS, right? When there's a YCS around, most people are just suddenly a lot more serious about it, understandably so. Yeah. We will find out soon. There's 4 YCSs in it. There's 4 YCSs next month? Rio, Cancun, Vancouver, and Dortmund. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm playing Dortmund. I'm not surprised about the Dortmund one. Let me be clear. I'm not surprised that there's one in Dortmund. I know there's one in Dortmund. I didn't know there was 3 other ones. in the same month. I did not know. Are they all on like consecutive weekends? Okay, so Sao Paulo on the 2nd, Vancouver on the 9th, Cancun on the 16th, and Dortmund on the 29th. All right, interesting. Very interesting. No, I'm hyped for that. I might stream for Vancouver or Cancun if they have a live stream. I hope some of them have a live stream. I might be live for one of them or two if they have a stream to watch. What I wanted to say by this is take it with a grain of salt when you look at results like this, where it's like, oh, now it's 9 chimeras even. There was another chimera deck added. When you see results where, like, you know, new set just dropped and then everyone plays, everyone tops with Chimera and Unchained. Those decks are, all that means, it does mean that those decks have potential, right? Because if those decks sucked completely, even the people that tried them would not do very well with them, right? Because you still have to go through, like, you know, good opponents to top a regional and face a couple of competent decks and stuff like that. So, like, it means that the Chimera, the Unchained, the Manadium, the Rescue Ace, those decks, they have something to it. They don't suck, right? That's something it confirms. It does not mean they're the best decks now. You know, that is something that that remains to be seen, right? It remains to be seen if these decks can keep up their performances and transfer their performances to a potential YCS setting.